All right. Live again. Live on the YouTube, live on the Twitch. Doing our game dev thing once more. Welcome, welcome. Live. Let's see. All right. Perfect. Okay. How's everybody doing tonight? We are going to be doing some game dev, working on our multiplayer game, and specifically trying to get some of our input working, our pause menu, our settings menu, getting these selectors working so that you can use a controller to select instead of just the mouse and keyboard. So it may be terribly exciting to some, but to others it won't be. But that's okay. You know, it's all part of the process. And I don't know why I've got multiple windows. What's going on here? Let's close that. No, no. Okay, where are we doing? Where's my display? No, not that. Yeah, not that one. There we go. Okay, that's better. All right. And let's see if it comes up. Make sure everything's working. You can't see that, I take it. All right. There we go. Let's move things around. Hey, thanks. Thanks for lurking. I'm glad that works. That's awesome. Thanks for the free play test there. Odd. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I appreciate, not just appreciate. Let me be clear. Okay. So we've got our action names, and we've got, I feel like we also have to add our action names for setting the current I forget what you call it, control group of controls. I don't think that's actually what it's called. It's the thing that determines which set of controls you're using at any given moment. Yeah, set game controls, set menu. And this is what we need. Set game controls, and then set menu. Okay. And as far as I understand, these are just called like every other control. So I'm just going to pop these bad boys in, and we're going to see what happens, I guess. Like I said, the documentation, like I've said before, I should say, the documentation here is not great. Not ideal, you might say. Steam controller coming over here. Okay, let's put that in quotes. Let's not break everything now. Come on. And this will be false, I guess. I don't really know how this works enough, so we'll have to find out together. Okay, and then set gameplay, I think it was. And we'll also set that to false. False just means it's not an analog control. So I'm not 100% sure on the formatting there. Let me check the docs. The docs. All right, so let's see. How do action set handle identify actions, get connected controllers, activate action set. That's what we need. Steam input, activate action set. All right, so we've got game action set. We've got current action set. Where are we setting those? If I can spell. All right. If not, action states, action set. Current action set. Come on, give us this. Okay. Activate action set. Current action set equals game action set. Where are we setting game action set? Right here above. Get handle game controls. Okay. So we need to also set how are we changing the action set? So we need to write a function to change the action set, I guess. So let's just do that here. Function change action set. And we're going to take in, what is this return? A string? Action set name. Returns an int. Okay, so we're going to take in an int, which is current set. And we're going to say, or no, new, we don't want the new set. New action set. And we're going to say current action set equals new action set. And then we're going to say, and actually I'm going to change this up. I'm going to do this as a string so that we can just pass in the name of the string we want to change to. I think that'll be easier. And then we can just say steam.get, what is it? Get action set handle, and we'll say game controls. Where are we setting game controls? So that must be, okay, so then if that's the case, then menu controls. Okay, so we don't actually need to add those to the action set, which is good to know. We don't need these. Get those out of there. All right. And then we just need to do menu controls. Menu. I believe it was menu controls, like this. We'll just copy direct. All right. We actually don't need that, but we'll just say we'll pass in the new action set. You're streaking. Hey, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly natural. Perfectly natural. When you did the lurk, did the little guy pop up over my face? I didn't actually see it. I heard it. I saw that you lurked and I heard the noise, but I didn't actually see it. I guess I'm kind of breaking the rule. Hmm. Guess not. I'll have to look into that later. I might just have my thing in front of it. Possibly. Possibly. No guy. Yeah, I think the sound is only coming through to me, which is I have it set so that I'm alerted, so that I am aware that something has happened. I don't think it's you. I don't think it's you. I don't think that is playing for through the thing. I don't know about the audio redeems. Yeah. I don't know about the audio redeems. I haven't tried those yet officially. So we'll have to try those at some point. Let's see. Get started. Let's test this one. I don't know if you heard the Mamma Mia. I don't think you heard the ka-ching. Anyway. Okay. Current action set equals new action set. And then we're going to say yeah, I mean that's it. We're just gonna pass it in. We're gonna change the actions and then if actions. So where else are we calling this current action set, I wonder? Current action set. Steam activate action set. So this I need. I also need this. I felt like there was one step missing there. Okay. What does this do? Reconfigure controller. To use the specified action set. Menu, walk, drive. Cheap and safely called repeatedly. Often easier to call it in your state loops unless you're trying to place it in all of your state transitions. Or instead of trying to place it in all of your state transition. Okay, action set. Okay. Steam.activate action set. Okay, so I don't actually think I need any of this. I'm overcomplicating as usual. I'm going to get rid of all of that. We don't need it. We don't need it. Because I should just be calling that directly. So Steam dot get action. Or was that current action? Activate action set. And this takes in two bools. So I have to get the action set, handle, game controls. So what I'll have, it'll look something like this. But that'll be as an input. So we'll take Steam.activate action set. And we'll take this. Then we'll take this. Just to avoid magic numbers here. When we want to change to menu. Easy enough. All right. I'll copy that over. So when we turn on the pause menu, that's when we're going to want to do this. So let's come when player is paused. So when the game is paused, there is a, let's see, game manager. So when the game is paused, if not UI manager. Okay. So when the game is paused, if it's not visible, then go ahead and pause the game. So this is where I would want to do this. So let's do it here, right before we actually pause. All right, and then we'll say, I don't remember if we ever, oh yeah, we have a just pressed thing. So actually, let's move this into our player script, I think. All right, let's come into our player. We're going to check for buttons. Check for buttons. Okay. So where are we handling the pause behavior? I'm getting lost in my own code here. Okay. We've got the handles. We've got the player. I believe we have the player controller IDs. We do. Player controller IDs. So that's what we need to pass in when there is an input. And we also have the last pressed or something like that. Pressed by controller. Okay, that's the one we need. We need to see which one pressed it. That's the one that has the pause. So before passing it along to our whichever, it doesn't really matter which one does it. So we'll say in if the event equals, or event dot is action pressed, pause. Nope. Pause. Gosh darn it. Pause. If that, then we will take this guy. And I guess we need to know if the game is already paused. So I think we have a variable for that. Boolean flag. Paused. We do not. We do not. So we need some sort of signal, probably would be the easiest way. So let's make a Boolean. Let's say var game paused. And we'll make that a bool. We'll say equals true. No, false by default. And then we'll say if the game is paused and the action is paused, then do this. And we'll switch input handle with pressed by controller. and then we'll say elif game paused is false, or in GD script, if not game paused, and event is action pressed. Not even, not even action pressed. Is action pressed, pause. We'll copy the same thing down here, but we'll say instead of menu controls, we'll set it for game controls. And we actually need to do this for well, that should work. I think that should work. I don't think we need to do too much extra checks, so that should be good. Okay. Get that in there. Okay. So that should handle our input and handle pausing and unpausing. Well, not quite. We need to actually go into our, let's see. So we've got our game controls. So we need to go back to our Steam controller input, and we need to say, all right, so we need to come into our just pressed section and our is action pressed, which we still need to come up with and alter, but that's okay. So here where it's the action event detected, pause. So if we need an if check here, that if the event is detected and it's paused, that instead of this, if event equals event dot is action pressed and it's pause specifically, or no, menu what is my action name? Goodness gracious. Okay, I'm getting myself lost again. All right, get rid of that. We need to check the actual action name. So set action state, device if currently held. All right, what are we passing in here? Action string name. So we need the action string name. So that should be from the dictionary above. So what we need to do is if action equals how do we have it labeled? Menu pause. Just pause. If action equals pause, then we're going to say move this down. What am I doing? Okay. If action is pause. I don't actually need this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a little lost. All right. If action pause, if action, what are my actions? Okay. Menu up, menu left, menu right. All right. Menu down. I wonder if I could use a match. Can you use a match with strings? I wonder. Let's see. Match with strings. Okay. Match. We don't need match. What am I talking about? We need a switch case. Switch case. Match. Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's just go into one of my scripts that I know has this already. Idle. Our player walking. Where is it? Player state? Player climbing? Player. It's got to be in player dropping, I feel like. Yeah, here it is. All right, match. All right. What's the official? Whatever. Okay, so match. I feel like it only matches. Any string. Oh, no, you can match characters. Okay. Okay. Constant pattern, variable pattern. All right. Int. Okay. So we would pass in a. Okay, let's go back to our. Player script. No, our Steam controller script. All right, so we need a match. So we can pass in the actions name. Match X. I think I'm overthinking this again. Gosh darn it. Okay. Okay. I just need to pass in. If it's move up, I need to do one thing. If it's move down, I need to do another thing. Move down. I don't know the best way to do this without just long typing. I guess I'm just going to long type it for now, and then I'll figure it out later if I need to change it, I guess. If action equals. I'm just going to try it with the string and we'll see what happens. Match. Action. And we'll put in down. And then we'll say event.action equals UI down. Okay, I think that this is the framework we're going to use here. So we will match action and we will say yeah. Okay, so we're going to match the action. We're going to say move down, and we're just going to basically duplicate this a bunch of times. I do wish there was a more elegant way to do that, but move down. I'm sure there is. Move up, move down, move down. So we'll say left, we'll say right, we'll say come back here. Oh my goodness, it's actually menu. What am I doing? What am I doing with myself? All right, replace the move here. Replace. All right. And then this one is going to be select. I don't need this extra one. Thank you very much. And then we need menu. I don't know how that happened. A menu. Cancel, I think it was called. And menu return. We'll have to make sure these labels all make sense here. Probably could just pass in the whole dictionary, but I don't want to. Okay. And menu return. Hackathon action equals okay. And we'll get this all sorted out here. Okay, so now this is going to be UI. Well, that one actually is down. This one is menu up, UI up. This one's going to be left. This one's going to be right. This one's going to be select. This one's going to be UI cancel. And I don't know if there's a UI return. Let's see what we've got on the input map. UI accept. UI accept I need. UI select. We'll go with accept. UI left, UI right, UI up, down. There's a bunch of these. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we probably just need accept, cancel, and is there a back? UI back? Backspace. I don't like that. We'll just leave it as cancel. I think that's fine. UI cancel. UI cancel. All right, and then instead of UI select, I'm going to make this one UI accept. Okay. And then we need to take this whole thing, tab it over, because we need to say if Steam where was that? That was back in the player menu. If this whole thing not if team, if Steam activate action set pressed by controller is menu controls, then do this whole thing. Otherwise, so that should work. I think that'll work. I have strong hopes that this will work. And then pressed by controller needs to be device. What am I doing? Okay, if what is this current action set? So what is my actual check for Control F action set? How do I check it? I want to get the current action set. How do I get? Yeah, get current action set. There we go. That's what I needed. Okay, so Steam dot. So that's actually what I need over here. Where was I working? Down here. All right. If get current action set menu controls. For that controller. Oh my goodness. It gets so deep. Okay. Whew. Device. Steam Deck actions handle menu control. That's what I used, right? Menu controls. Okay. All right. All right. I think we're good there. I think we're good there. Okay. So let's try this. We'll save. And then, okay, one more thing we got to do. And that is we got to come here on the main button. We got to figure out how to grab the focus. Grab focus. Okay, so we're going to come to our pause menu script. We're going to have it grabbed focus on ready for the main button, the first button, which is this one, back to game. And then it should let you scroll through. And we're going to do the same thing on the settings menu. And we should be able to come in here and say difficulty slider. All right, so then we're going to come down to the focus area. We're going to expand this a little bit. We're going to say the neighbor to the left is master volume slider. Ooh, How do you do that? This is where it's going to get tricky. Because to actually change the settings here, we're going to have to be able to select the setting we want. And then we have to hit the accept button. And then we change it. That might be a tutorial. Let's just see if we can get it at least to select the different ones. So I think we want this behavior recursive. Okay, so we want the neighbor bottom to be the SFX volume. We want the, no, not the neighbor right. That's the master volume. We're going to say the difficulty down is going to be SFX volume. We're going to go to the SFX volume. Come to focus. We're going to say the neighbor to the right is music volume slider. 2 apparently. Why not? And then the neighbor top is difficulty slider. And then we need the music volume. Focus. Focus. All right. Neighbor left is going to be SFX volume slider. Neighbor top is going to be master volume slider. And then we want the master volume. Come to focus. And we're going to say the left is difficulty. And the down is music. Music slider. Okay. And then from music. Okay. And then, yeah, master volume. So master volume going up, we're going to say it just goes to the cancel button, back button. And then difficulty slider, same thing. Top goes to the back button. And for the SFX slider, we're going to have the bottom go to the back button. And for the music, same thing. All right. And I don't know, maybe the UI accept already will work to adjust this. I guess we're going to find out. Oh, and we need to come into the code on this and have it grab focus. So we just need to say function ready. And we'll say difficulty. So that'll be the starting position for that one. And then we need to also have the main menu. The main menu will be on it's ready. We want the main menu to start with single player. So we'll come to here and we'll say single player button. And then for this one, we'll need to come and do some focus. So single player button. We'll come to focus. We'll say neighbor top is going to be quit. Neighbor bottom is going to be multiplayer. We'll say multiplayer is going to have focus. Oh, I should. That's a good idea. Oh, you're really smart. That's a really good idea. I'll have to figure out how to do that. How do I? always forget how to do this stuff. All right. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll figure that out. Okay. Where was I? Okay. So we're on the multiplayer button. The top neighbor is the single player button. The bottom neighbor is the settings button. For the settings button, the top neighbor is the multiplayer button. And the bottom player is the quit button or the quiet button, depending on who you ask. And then for the quiet button, you say the bottom is single player, so it wraps around. And the top button or the top neighbor is settings. All right. And in theory, this should already work. So let's see. Oh, and I have to have it grab focus. Main menu. Center container dot panel dot main button. Grab focus. Okay, so yeah, I need shoot. So we need a focus. Let's see. Does it actually Yeah, why isn't it focusing, huh? Huh? Okay, so let's go back to the focus settings for these buttons and we'll see what's happening here. So I guess we need to do something. Border? Let's just do a border. Um, yeah, that'll work. Border width. Let's make it. Let's make it 6. Why won't that work? Focus. I wonder if it's because there's already an. Oh, yeah. So I would need some sort of override. No, that is the override. What the heck? All right. How is it doing it with the mouse over? How do the buttons know how to change on the mouse over? Let's see. Mouse. Default cursor shadow. Yeah, so I'm not really sure how the button. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Button focus style. Do I just need to edit it somehow? I guess my question is why does it work when we. Okay, style, focus. Using the resource picker instead. edit. That's it. I need to edit. Let's save as. Let's say go into UI. Style boxes. Okay. Button style. All right, now we should be able to update things. Yeah. Whoa. Okay, 6. Not 26. That would be wild. 6. Okay. Will this make a difference? Okay. Why isn't it working? 2D. So in the actual game manager, it seems it's not actually registering. So let's come to the UI manager main menu. Okay, main menu. Okay, so I probably need to do this on the actual game manager first. Let's see if that works, or try something crazy, which is to delete this and then re-add it. And now, let's see what it says. Well, it's probably okay. So let's see if that makes any difference. So it's detecting my controls still, but yeah, not registering the focus. So we need to maybe have the game manager do this in its script instead, I guess. Let's try that. Let's have the on ready. Let's have the main menu dot grab focus. I forget what it was. Set deferred. Grab focus dot call deferred. Okay, let's see if that works. Nope. UI manager, main menu, returns a value of a method that returns void. What is it not like? This control can't grab focus. Set focus mode. Okay. What does set focus mode do? All right, let's look up set focus mode. Set focus mode. Only one control can be focused at a time. This will determine if it can grab focus. So we need to set the focus mode to the main menu. Okay, that's our issue. So we need to say main menu. Zero? Does that you like that better? Still not working. Okay, right, because it's not. Okay, so set focus mode. What are my options? Okay. Focus mode equals 0. Grab focus steals the focus from another control. If hide focus is true, it will not visually show its focus state. Okay. So grab focus should work. We definitely want to make set focus mode. So what is set focus mode? I don't get it. All right, set focus mode. All right, what is focus mode? Oh. Returns the focus mode. Focus mode 0. Well, what are the options for focus mode? No, why is no description available? Okay, hold on. This don't make sense. It's a control. It's a control method. All right. This node can't. I'm setting it wrong. So focus all. All right. Okay, so we also probably need to set this for the pause menu script. And then we also will need, what don't you like? No new member has matching value. Integer to the enum type. Set focus mode, focus all. Okay, that's what it wants. Okay. like focus all. Focus all is not, oh, because it's not a control node. All right, so I need to call this directly on the, let's just call it on the UI manager. How about that? Func. Ready? Focus mode, focus all. Okay. That should then inherit to all of them immediately. So then we shouldn't need this one in the pause menu, I think. Comment that out for now. All right. Still not focusing. Why won't my menu focus? Okay. So focus. Dang it. Well, it should just be grabbing the focus, right? I feel like it should be grabbing the focus already. Back to game button should grab the focus. The main menu, it should be the single player button. That should be grabbing the focus. So why isn't it focusing? Is there a hover? Oh my gosh, hold on. Godot hover? Versus focus. Let's see. Is there a separate hover setting? Yeah, there is. Okay. Hover. Okay, let's come back to our. This is the main menu. Button style. Yeah, let's try just making it pink or something. And let's make it real big. Real big. We'll go with 13. And we'll say that's probably good. Let's just try that. So yeah, so okay, so where is it getting this? But it's still not focusing on anything. This might be one of those things I have to look more into. And that might be a good place to take a break because I'm a little stumped on this and I'm getting a little hungry. So I'm going to take a break for a minute. I might be back later on. It's pretty early yet. So um, if you are watching and haven't already, go ahead and follow. We'd appreciate it. And we'd love to see you head over and check out our game and maybe give us a wish list. You know? Yeah, Odd. See you soon. See you soon. That's the link in case you want a wish list. And thanks again for everybody for stopping by. Thanks, Odd, and I'll see you shortly.